Well, good evening. Let me know how the audio and video is. Good evening, Fabio. Hope you're doing well. Good evening, Strange. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Welcome back to another live event from TOGA Motorsport. This is round 2 of the multi-class race at Suzuka. Ches! You're watching football? That's not allowed, Ches. You must be watching YouTube all of the time. No interruptions. What match are you watching, Ches? Anyway, good evening. So, multi-class GT3 and GT4. At the moment, we're sitting with let me have a little look and see how many cars we've got in. Yeah, 26 cars altogether at the moment. And it's a good strong showing from both parts. Let's have a very quick look and have a look and see. If you don't know what Suzuka looks like, then I'm assuming you've been hiding under a rock or something. It's a beautiful track. It's very hot. It's 39 degrees at the moment. Now that's going to play towards the tyres. Who can look after the tyres the best? Let me just center that so it looks a little bit better. Yeah, so Suzuka, it's a beautiful track, flowing fast corners, medium corners, slow corners. It's got everything you would want. Ches, Sweden versus Moldova. Nice. Strange, you're just tired from work. You've been on your feet all day. You put your feet up, my friend, and you just watch and enjoy. So yeah, the turn one, it's a very, slight, not even a lift. And then you're into the tighter turn 2. You then got 3, 4, 5 and 6 and even 7, which are just S-bends constantly been thrown at you left, right and centre, quite obviously. You've then got a sweeping left-hand bend, which takes you up to the kink at turn 8, and then you're hard onto the brakes for the 90-degree turn 9. Now, I know everybody will know the names, but I'm just going with... I'm trying to appeal to everybody, whether they're sim racers or not, so please bear with me. Turn 10 is a very, very slight kink, and you're still full throttle, and then you're hard on the brakes. For turn 11, which is a hairpin, you want a good drive out there, because turn 12 is nothing. It's full power all the way up to 13, where you've got a 90-degree left-hander, but you then have to set yourself up for the next left-hander, which comes right at you, and it's actually quite a tight one at 14, and then you've got such a long straight all the way down until you get down to 16, 17 and 18. 16 and 17 are obviously chicanes, which are really slow speeds for that, but this track is just beautiful. It really is beautiful. Let's have a very quick look at the standings and see what we have going on. So I'll go with the GT3 standings first. We've got Kiko Gallo, who's in first. Davida, how's it going? It's good to see you in the chat, my friend. Welcome back in. I hope you're doing well. Ches is Moldova, Moldavia, whatever. You beat them 3-1, okay. P2, we've got our very own Owen Cripps. P3, we've got Brackstad. P4, we've got Durazio, who's in the Ferrari 296. We've then got Verhulst in the Lamborghini, who's in 5th place. 6th place, we've got Dean Perry with his Ferrari 296. Craig Stewart also with the 296. We've got Davida Mandalisi, our very own Davida, in his BMW M4, who's sitting in 8th place at the moment. Peter Romeo sitting in 9th with his Aston Martin. And Cupera, who's in 10 with his McLaren. So it's looking pretty good. Let's go on to the GT4 now and let me show you what's happening. Obviously this is only after the first race, so you know, it is what it is, but tonight will give us a good show of what's going to happen. We've got Lucas Lichten in his 570 McLaren in P1, Gasolina in his KTM in P2. We've got Quentin Rosenfeld in his Alpine in P3. We've got Elias Fernando in a Porsche Cayman. He's in P4. Graham Potter P5 with another McLaren. we've got our very own Airy Fasttail in his Alpine. In P6, we've got our very own Julius, who's in the Mercedes AMG GT4 in P7. We've got Maya Van Dyke in his Ginetta in P8. Our very own Ollie P9 and Stephen Hood in P10 with his Camaro. Beautiful. Right, I can take a breath now. Davida, not so well. You have broken your wheel in front. Oh no! Oh, David, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Ches, I was delighted to see Elias has signed up for Tobbs Motorsport. I might just need to move a couple of things while I'm looking. I've just been working in the stream overlays, so you will need to forgive me. I'm just going to do some very quickly. Look at me multitasking. Who said it couldn't be done? Elias is very rapid. In fact, if you wanted to replace me with Elias, feel free. I would not be upset at all. He is absolutely rapid. Davida, you plugged it in the PC and it just wouldn't start. Now it's all open in the desk and it's an internal... Sorry, contact that just got torn out somehow. Oh my. Julius, good evening. You did a sterling job last night, my friend. You did an absolutely amazing job. Right, let me just move the... let me just move this up out the way, because I don't want that. That's better. So it's not looking over the top of the wonderful people. Right, so practice is finished. So we have 24 minutes of qualifying if you haven't joined us before. So first 12 minutes is GT4 only. If you get over the start finish line 9 minutes and 59 seconds, you can then start your last flying lap. If it hits 10 minutes, then you must return to the pits as soon as possible, because the next 12 minutes is for the GT3s to go and do their thing. Davida, I hope you get it. Easy to fix, but you can't make it tonight. Oh, Davida. So sorry to hear that. What kind of wheel have you got? What wheelbase have you got? Wheel? Julius, oh god, only 10 GT4s. Do you know what though? You know, 10 people have been practicing on their GT4s. Hey Quinton, how you doing? It's good to see you in. Peter, what's wrong with Suzuka? Already the 4-person with PC problems. Curse Suzuka. Oh man. It's not what we want, is it? It is not what we want. Right, let's focus on what's happening here. So the GT4's out first. So we've got Elias Fernando. Now I have updated and synced all of the liveries literally about 2 minutes before I came online. So hopefully most will. I see that there's a McLaren 720 that doesn't have a livery, so I don't know what's going on there. Peter, how you doing? It's good seeing you chat. Good luck for tonight. You looked rapid in that Aston Martin going around the track. Please, I know I say this all the time, but could you smash that like button for me, please? Julius and Ollie did such an amazing job last night. I think my job in comms might be up for grabs. So hit that like button and show Hayden that I need to be here. They did an absolute wonderful job. If you didn't see it last night, please go back and watch it. They were top notch. Both of them worked so well together. Peter, you're happy if you get in top 10 today. It's not your track. Suzuka is such a technical track, but it's a long technical track, and you know, trying to, what is there, like 12 corners? I know some of them aren't really corners, but oh my goodness, like you just need to be on point every single corner. So here we go. They're obviously coming round to the back end of the straight to get started. Now obviously it's over 2 minutes for a lap, so the GT4s would maybe 4 laps maximum. I don't think I could see them doing 5 laps because they've obviously got the out lap to go, so even 4 laps might be a bit of a push. Peter, you love it. It's because it's so technical, and you hate it because you're slow in it. It's a love-hate relationship, isn't it? It really is a love-hate relationship. I am very much the same. I love most tracks and hate them all at the same time because I just can't get going. I've got a race on Sunday night for a racing academy that I'm involved in, and it's the Mercedes. The Mercedes. If you watched last night, you'll have seen how bad it was in the Mercedes. I just cannot get the car to work for me, at all. But I'm persevering with it. I've done 700 laps in the McLaren, and I absolutely love it. It's like putting on a pair of old slippers or shoes. It just feels comfortable all of the time because I know how it goes. The Mercedes, I've maybe done 250 laps, and I'm still struggling to work out that. It's like trying to work out the Da Vinci Code and trying to figure out every little piece that just makes it right for you just to drive. So I'll keep persevering with it. So well, yeah, Peter, I hope you have an absolute stonking race tonight, and to any of the other drivers who are listening with this on in the background, absolutely good luck to you all. Shez, you're going to try Forza Motorsport. From what you've heard, your expectations are low. I still think, and I'll probably get hated for this, but I still think it looks arcade. That's what it is at the end of the day. Some people love it, some people don't. It's Marmite. So obviously this is the front runners just heading up to hopefully complete their first qualifying flying lap. And you can see that McLaren is tucked beautifully in behind Elias just now. Probably getting a nice tow as well, so that will definitely be helping them. Long run down. This is such a long... Oh, McLaren getting a little bit sketchy coming out of there. A little bit of slip and slide going on. Jez, you're doing it with the controller. Oh, man. Yeah, you can see that. I wonder if Elias, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, if he was kind of holding him up a little bit there. Looked like the McLaren just had the out-and-out speed now. Hard on the brakes now. In over the bumps. And you can see you can take quite a lot of curb, especially these GT4s. They are so good with curbs. Because you can obviously go out and buy these cars from factory. So they must have had them validated. Oh, no, there it is. It's just taking its time to go round. So they've obviously... They've spotted something, either tire pressure or something in their settings that they want to double check. So at the moment we've got Jones with the Ginetta, number 48 Ginetta, with a 211.747, and then we've got Potter with a 212.9. So there's over a second difference at the moment between P1 and P2. We're concentrating on Quinton Rosenfeld just now, just to see how they can do. And we've got Julius, who's out on track as well in the Mercedes AMG, so keep an eye on both of them, see how they do. That Alpine just looks beautiful, doesn't it? I love that livery. You can see how much the cars just slide over that curb. Try not to lose too much time. Ooh, it looked a little bit. That'll probably be a track limit, I would think. Quite strict on that down at the sharp 90-degree turn. You can see, try and get as much possible drive out of there, but it looked like McLaren certainly had the run. Let's have a little look at Julius. There we go. Julius just coming into picture and out of it again. Cameraman's terrible. Gonna have to have a word with this cameraman. Alex, the man, the legend, Mac on the mic. Thank you so much, Alex. I hope you're doing well. We'll be obviously having a look out for Alex in the Lambo as well. It's a nice that's a nice livery, that. Yo, Hayden, how's it going? Alex, how are you feeling about the race tonight? Do you enjoy Suzuka? Do you think you could be challenging in the GT3s? 77 is having the time of his life. poor Stephen Hood in a Camaro, potato. Oh my goodness. Oh, Stephen. Oh, what is going on? That's absolutely ruined his lap. Poor Stephen, out drifting It is an American muscle car after all, so, you know, you must, you really must be enjoying going sideways. Poor Stephen. So at the moment, there's not much change. Obviously, I say it takes over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 11 seconds to get round. And the problem is with Suzuka, if you mess up that last chicane, it messes up your next lap because you don't get the proper drive out the car, out onto the track and down onto the straight. So yeah, it's certainly interesting. So there are actually 3 at the moment. Stephen Hood's the only one that's not set a time. Now, they've just coming up to 4 minutes. Davida, it's in the rare occasion that you spectate GT4s more closely than you realise when precious pieces of work they are. It is. And I think at times... Kiko, good evening, how's it going? Good luck for tonight. I think the GT4s take a bit more skill. Don't tell any GT3 drivers, they'll get upset about it. But you don't have the power a GT3 car does. So you need to eke every part of the track, every millimetre of the track. You need to try and utilise that to get the most speed out of each corner. It's what I mean. It's just, I loved racing the GT4s. Absolutely loved it. It looks like he's either called off that lap or there's been a bit of an issue there. So we still have now. Gasolina has actually come into 2nd place now. And it looks like Jones is on an absolute charge on that Ginetta because he has just set another fastest lap for qualifying for the GT4s. 2:11.67. Gasolina is 1.1 seconds off of that pace. Can Potter, Lichten, Fernando, Rosenfeld showing as a yellow flag, he's back into the pits. Can any of these drivers do anything? Now don't forget, last race, our very good friend Kiko absolutely dominated, like totally dominated. So is this track a Ginetta track? I'm going to say possibly not, because Van Dijk, oh, that was real sideways there. That was a lot of drifting going on. That will have cost him dearly. And again, he's now got, you know, half of the track to go before he can actually get back to do a flying lap again. Just pushing the limit of the car just a little bit too far. But you can see Jones is miles ahead. At the moment, and I mean no disrespect to anyone else on the track at the moment, Jones could just go and park up. You know, it is possible, but 1.1 seconds is a lot to try and gain, especially in a GT4 car. GT3s are obviously faster, they've got more drive out the corners, but there's a small place in my heart for GT4s. There really is. Myself and Owen raced in GT4 Championship, and they absolutely loved it. It was a standard setup as well. You weren't allowed to use any special setups at all. So this looks like Jones is kind of lining himself up for another run at this. He's only fighting against himself now, but as we know, as sim racers, that's all you need to be doing, is fighting against yourself, trying to improve over and over again. So he's flat out come down here. Let's have a look and watch this, if I can actually operate the cameras. So you can see braking on the right hander, but this is the tighter corner here. You want to get a good drive out here and use all of that track that you can, and this is where you get corners thrown at you left, right and centre. You're on the power, you're the dab of brakes, you're on the power, dab of brakes. This is so technical. If you lose concentration in any one of these corners, you ruin every other corner after that. So this is imperative that you get this absolutely spot on. Peter, by the way, Mac, absolutely great. TOGA cast, can't wait for part 2. I'm so glad. I'm so sorry I haven't actually spoken to you since since I, oh, that looks like another, is that, no, maybe he's got away with that. Oh, cameraman, what's going on with the cameramen tonight? Have they all been in the sake or something like that? Yeah, it was an absolute honour to speak to Jardier, and 2 hours of Jardier's time as well. Yeah, so second part will release on Monday, 5 PM British Summer Time, and I go from Jardier's bringing up in terms of sim racing to what inspires him, and at the end of the 3rd episode I actually do a little quick quiz with him as well, just to see how he reacts to different questions as quick as he can. So yeah, it's absolutely it was amazing that he did it. Again, I'm just so very happy that we were able to do that for the Toga family. So here we are, flat out using every part of the track. Now Elias Fernando is creeping up in time. He is now only 8/10 away, and obviously trying to get back into it. So it looks like Jones is going again. Oh, a bit of oversteer there. Is that going to hurt him going down the straight? Yeah, Davida, we have surpassed 3,000 subscribers. We cannot thank you enough from the entire Toga team. Absolutely thank you. All your support. Oh, he's pulled out of that one. Let's have a look at Elias and see if Elias is going to capitalise at the moment. Looks like he's had a really bad lap, so I don't know if he's just come out the pits again. Yeah, it's just been so, it's just blown up, and it's absolutely amazing to see the love and support that we've got here. We are not changing anything drastically just because we've got 3,000 subscribers. The community is always at the heart of what we do. Steve, oh, you can't not power slide when driving the Camaro. It's silly fun, I know. See, if it was a drift competition, you would have absolutely won hands down. I would just have handed you the trophy now, Steve. Absolutely amazing. No handling, no practice, but you're going to use all the horses. Do you know what? Sometimes when you take the pressure off yourself and you're like, do you know what? I'm just going to go for this. Sometimes that's when you get the best results. So Eli's back to the pits as well. Gasolina is, I don't know if that's going to be a track limit there, but is he going to go for another run? Now, bearing in mind they are coming up to the cut-off period, so I'm assuming we'll be seeing most of them coming back into the pits. But certainly Gasolina is smelling blood in the water at the moment. He sees that Jones and Fernando are back in the pits. What can he do? Can he do anything? No. So, oh no, naughty, naughty. And it is difficult because it's 2 minutes per lap. So GT3s are now out. They have 14 minutes basically. Oh, Peter just warming his tyres up quite clearly. he's trying to drift like Steve was drifting a wee while ago. See you all on track. Good luck. Have fun. Absolutely, Peter. Take care. We are watching you just now. Oh, now if he doesn't watch, he's going to end up pirouetting around this track. He's absolutely trying to light the tyres up. Now we're 39 degrees Celsius. Do you really need to light your tyres up more? I would have thought you'd be trying to cool them down. Yeah, Steve, I'm sorry to see that the Camaro is a handful. It really is a handful. I raced, as I say, Imola with it, and it was great in the straights, but corners were not its friend, and I suppose we kind of get used to that from American cars to a certain degree, but yeah, this is it's interesting. It's a brave choice from you, but I absolutely applaud you for your choice. Yeah, so if you haven't already listened to the TOGcast, please head over. You can get it on Spotify, you can get it on our YouTube channel under the podcast. Peter just slowing down, letting that McLaren go. Now, does Peter realise that's maybe a bit of a tactical move there? I like that. I like tactical moves. We've already got two yellow flags. Verhulst and Perry have got yellow flags, so I don't know if they've spun or they're returning to the pits. So we've got Peter. We've also got Ruggero, who's just... Oh, no. Ruggero's not that McLaren. Yeah, so here we go. This is Taylor on his first flying lap in the McLaren. Bad luck, Julius. 6th, that's not too bad. You're the fastest Alpine. Yeah, so if you didn't catch the TOGcast this week, I had the very great honour of interviewing Jardier for our TOGcast, and the guy was an absolute legend. So he was. He just chatted. The two of us could really have just chatted all day, but I was aware he was obviously preparing for a race. He was preparing to go to Sim Expo, and we'd already surpassed like 2 hours. So it was time to say thanks, but you better get back to the day job. So Taylor, it looks like Taylor might be the first one to set a fast lap, but I think he might actually have, so 420 is actually ahead of him, which is Alex Hertz. Oh, look at that livery. Oh, that's nice. Oh, getting a bit of oversteer coming out there, trying to get on that loud pedal as quick as he can. You lost a second, Julius. So here we go, Alex, who we're normally used to seeing him in the Audi. So yeah, I mean the the Lamborghini is certainly a car to behold. Very, very neat. Not going over the curbs at all, going into the last chicane there. Quentin Alpine is a handful around Suzuka. The back end wants to become the front end. You should speak to Steve. Steve is having some major issues with that as well. Callum, big up D. Smith. So just having a look around. So at the moment, we have our very own Mr. Cripps, who's set a 2-minute 01.03. Alex is in P2 at the moment. Taylor P3. Lorenzetti is in P4. Peter Romeo in P5. Cooper at P6. And D. Perry in P7 at the moment. Now it looks like Cripps is already 3/10 faster than his fastest lap. Hertz is 100th down at the moment. But everybody... And Gallo coming in. Gallo coming with a 2:00.8. Wow. He is absolutely throwing everything at that car. And he's still improving on his last time there as well. This could be very, very close. The top 5 are separated by 1 second in total. This is very, very exciting. Julius is super slidey and first sector is a pain. Fabio, hello guys. From now on it seems that I'm not on fire. Firefighters are still not needed. We hope to finish the race regardless of the position. Great TOGA Motorsport. Thank you, Fabio. I appreciate that. Fernando, how's it going? How is it going? You did well, Elias. You did well. It's good to see you in the Tobbs Esport team as well. Now at the moment, the only person who's actually going faster is Lorenzetti. About 6/10 faster at the moment, so just coming into the last chicane. Foot down, get the best drive you can out of this as it's a long, long straight. So at the moment, Lorenzetti's 8/10 faster than his last time. Where is that going to put him? Third. He's now third. He's only 2/10 off of Cripps. Now at the moment, Cripps is back out on track. Gallo showing a yellow flag and Lorenzetti has returned to the pits. It's going to be down to Peter Romeo, Cooper, Alex Hertz and Taylor to see if they can improve any. Cripps, it'll be in the back of his mind about the last race. absolute sportsmanship. He saw that Gallo had got taken out by a GT4 car on the second last corner of Imola, and he gave the place back to Gallo because he realised that it was the Gallo had been unfairly taken out. So wow, just he could easily just driven on and won that, but he didn't. He gave the place back to Gallo. So I think we should have a huge shout out to Owen Cripps for that. Julius, and also what these temps, holy Sahara. I know, I've never seen Suzuka that warm or dry. I mean, there's no rain. What's going on? So Cripps setting himself up for his flying lap. 7 minutes left. And Cripps is going to be utilising every part of the track. And he will be throwing that Ferrari around like it is a rag doll. And if you don't know what that saying means, Google it. Just a dabbing of the brakes. Just checking to see if anyone... There's a few going faster, but they're not really breaking into the top 3 at the moment. This is what we came to see, basically. This is racing, and this I think is going to be close. I think we're going to see a lot of close battles. I think we're going to see GT4s playing a part in the GT3 racing as well. Lots of curb there from Owen. Look at that, he's absolutely on the limit of that car just now, driving his heart out. Heavy braking for the hairpin, tucks the nose in, power on as soon as he can, because he knows he's got a long time on that power, so any advantage he can do. Now Cripps is already almost 4/10 faster than his last lap, but that still isn't going to be good enough for P1 at the moment. Sweeping left, trying to get everything that he can. Quentin sitting in the pits helps you appreciate this game's sound design. Aston's rumble though, I know, it really does. And see if you're driving one of these cars and you get really close to the wall on a straight or something, oh, the sound is just amazing. F-Mod is such a great tool, so it is. So Cripps, at the moment, 5-6 up. Oh, heavy on the curbs there, but that Ferrari can absolutely handle it. Is racing down. He is almost 8/10. This is going to be close. This is going to be close. Lammers just pushes himself into P2. Cripps over the line. Oh, he is 5/1000th of a second behind Gallo. 5/1000th. Okay, let me just put that way. That is 3 from a decimal point. That's crazy. Unfortunately, Lammers wasn't quite close enough to get the to pip into P2 at the moment. You can hear the tyres absolutely squealing from that Ferrari. It is punished around this sweltering track. I could not imagine what the tyre temperature is at the moment. Quentin, the Zolder pit exit is your guilty pleasure. Just sit at the end of the exit, just listen to everything going past. Steve used 1 lap of Q to check tyre temps. I think they will melt. Hope to pick a couple of places if people fall ahead of you. It's about trying to be consistent and be there, so if someone makes a mistake you can capitalise on it, Steve. You're absolutely right. 100%. Now Cripps is now faster. If Cripps keeps this pace up, he is going to take over as P1, because at the moment Gallo cannot capitalise, and in fact Gallo has went back to the pits. Gallo is just going to have enough time to change whatever he has on his setup and get back out to try and get a flying lap. Cripps is on fire at the moment. Absolutely on fire. He has got that car tuned to perfection. He's just dropping a little bit, but he is going to be way ahead enough. And Cripps will be taking P1 at this time. Boom. There you go. Is he going to go for another one? Does he just think, I'm just going to keep going? It's good practice. It's good just to try and get your head into that space. Gallo is back out, so let's have a look at Gallo now and see if Gallo is going to be able to make any difference. He's got a car in front of him as well, so that's not going to help him. He has to get round and get over that start-finish line before the clock strikes 0. It's an amazing lap from Cripps. A 1:59.7. Where did that come from? Like, I cannot even imagine trying to do that. I think I would probably be down about, I don't know, mid-pack to back. If I was in a McLaren, if I was in a Mercedes, I'd be at the back. Anyone who watched last night's stream would have seen that. So Gallo really needs to get moving now. He's got the Mercedes ahead of him. He almost needs to back off. He has got plenty of time, and there you go, you can see him just backing off a little bit. He's got plenty of time to get over the start-finish line, so give yourself enough room that you're going to get round without getting caught up in traffic. Steve, some of us GT4s are nearly 20 seconds off. It's going to be a challenging time with traffic. Unfortunately, it is. And this track, because the way it's designed, the overtaking places, I can see a lot of GT4s having to submit where they wouldn't. Oh, that is going to cost Gallo time. That is going to cost him time. That, I think, may be the nail in his coffin. You can see Cripps is just behind him. Julius Mack, we need something else than Mercedes. Do you know what? I was tempted to go back to the McLaren, but Owen had suggested a Ferrari, so I'm gonna try the Ferrari. But if I can't get it going, I'll need to go back. Ole, 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 oi, oi, oi. How's it going? Did you miss qualifying, Ollie? Now, looking at Gallo, he's not improved at the moment. Gallo needs at least 6/10 on this lap. And in fact, Gallo's been reduced to P3. Lammers has just come over the line with a 2-minute .127. So Gallo is now not just fighting to try and beat Cripps. He has got to try and beat Lammers now. Now he only needs a 10th at the moment, and he's already 2/10 up. So I think, unless he makes some horrible mistake, by the end of this lap, he could take over back into P2, but he's still going to be a ways back. Now, if Owen can keep up the pace that he has been doing, he'll be doing what Gallo did in the last race. Ollie's doing the last to first, Julius. Ollie, rehearsal till 8 PM, then invalidated your only lap you could fit in the time you had. Oh. Gallo is not going to improve by the looks of this. I don't think he's going to improve enough to get into P2 either. He's not, he's into the pits. So, unless Peter Romeo or Taylor or Stewart does something incredibly brave, it looks like your running order for the race is Owen Cripps in P1 with the Ferrari 72, Lammers in P2 with the number 7 Lambo, Gallo in P3 with the Lambo, jeez, oh, I'm getting all my cars mixed up, with the McLaren, Alex Hertz P4 with the Lambo, Lorenzetti is in the pits, he is P5, Taylor is still out, but it looks like Taylor, yep, Taylor's crossed the start-finish line. Taylor is P6. Cupera is in P7. Donkervolk has just nipped into P8. Brackstad P9 with a Porsche. Verhulst in P10 with a Lambo. Now, can Stewart has just thrown himself into P5. What a last lap he had. Wow. From P2 to to P5, there is 7/10 between them. Wow, this is really exciting. This is going to be off the charts. So, this I'm going to have a drink because I've got a feeling I'm not going to have much time in 45 minutes to get a drink. Sorry to... I don't know why I'm saying sorry. I just seen sorry on the screen. Good luck to all of the drivers, because I think this is going to be chaos, because it's 40 degrees with air temperature of 32 degrees. That is... I don't think I've ever seen Suzuka like that. So I haven't. So don't forget, this is a long run down to the first corner, which is almost flat out. So when we get the rolling start, don't forget we do the formation lap, but then they do the rolling start. This is going to be chaos into turn 1. Ollie, you can't wait for GT3s to crash in lap 1, immediately commit lapping terrorism on the GT4s. Now remember, we do have one flag. Hayden could only get us one red flag for the season. So, if there is at least 20% of the... use your words, come on. 20% of the cars crash, then there'll be a red flag, and everybody will make their way back round to the pits. The stewards will then analyse everything, make sure they've got everything sorted, field their cars. Thank you, Ollie. And then we'll do another formation lap. But if there's any carnage after that, there is no other red flags. That is it. Absolutely, Ollie. Good luck to everyone. Can't wait to be last. Now, I do have the stewards... spreadsheet open. I would be surprised if there's not going to be a few contacts, certainly in the first lap anyway, for that. So I'll keep an eye on that the best I can whilst looking at the track and whilst trying to direct. See, Sky and all these other people don't realise how easy their life is. They've got a director who does all the directing of the cameras. They've got someone that's got the stats for them. You know, come on. In fact, we still don't have a spreadsheet for the multiclass. Unless I'm looking in the wrong place. Anyway, I will keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on the stewards and Discord as well. Obviously, I can only say anything that they absolutely commit to pen and paper. So we have 3 stewards tonight for this. We have live stewarding almost on a race-by-race basis. This is how much we take care of our community. Julius, let's see what happens. So who's gifting the memberships if no red flag? Oh, now that's a bit different. That's a bit different from last night. So it is. Oh, thank you very much, Hayden. Appreciate you. There we go. So, no punishments for qualifying or for practice. That is good. So, Hayden last night assumed, because we were all rookies, that there'd be a red flag. So, who is going to gift the memberships tonight? What we can do is we can either say, will there be a red flag or won't there be a red flag? Let me know in the chat what everybody thinks. Hayden gifted out 5 memberships last night. 5 memberships. Nick, how's it going? A lot of Suzuka this month on TOGA. In a few weeks, also 10 hours of Suzuka. Yes, Nick. I'm driving in that as well at the moment, but I have said to Ches if he wants to replace me with a very, very fast McLaren driver, I have no issues about that. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, there's a lot of Suzuka, but Suzuka is such... See if you can get Suzuka right, it is an amazing track. See if you get it wrong, it's a long-ass track to be to have made a mistake on. We will obviously be focusing on the two front runners to start with, but what I'll do is I'm going to go into Helicam because it gives us a broader view of it, plus Ollie really likes a bit of Helicam. What is my name? My name is Mac. Nick, pleased to meet you. I hope you're doing well. That was very rude. I didn't introduce myself at the start. I think because I'm used to a lot of people from the community already being in and knowing who I am. So Nick, I am Mac. I'm from Glasgow in Scotland, and I love to do a little bit of commentary. So we've got Cripps, who's just starting to bunch up. This is where everyone will be racing to get into position for the rolling start. Lambo, I think, needs to move over a little bit, maybe. Yeah, so they'll line up 2x2 as they did on the grid, and we'll get the green light to go. Jez, you're looking forward to the 10 hour Suzuka Tobes is steadily growing. Absolutely. I think Suzuka's going to be really, really good. Let me know how the audio is, and let me know just to make sure that it's not deafening news. I hope the video is looking okay. This is going to be a bit of masterclass here about how the drivers prepare. Now, Lammers, I don't know much about Lammers at all. A bit of an unknown quantity for me. Gallo, we know, was very, very quick. So, we are just waiting for them all to line up, get into their correct starting position, and get ready. The audio is good. Thank you, Ches. Appreciate you. We're ready for the green light. Here we go, coming up to the start-finish straight now. Everybody in position, 70 kilometers an hour, no faster. And we're off. We're green. Cripps already trying to move over, but the Lambo is so quick on the outside. Lammers has outside. Cripps trying to... Oh! Very, very close. Both giving each other just enough room. Oh, there's a bit of contact there as Cripps just creeps over. These cars are side by side. Every corner you go into here, you're literally either inside line or outside line. I'm just having a look. There's a few position changes, but I don't see any yellow flags. Even down in the GT4s. So in the moment, we've got Lammers who's out in front. Cripps coming under some pressure from Gallo now. Has Gallo got better temperature in the tyres, better pressure? And you can see Hertz is not that far behind either. McLaren not liking the bumps just as much as the 296, but he is there. And because Cripps is having to look into his mirrors, he's dropping back slightly from Lammers. That's not what he wants. He wants to be up on the bumper of the Lambo, pushing as much as he can. Chess side by side in the S's is pure madness. It is, but see, if you're good drivers and you've got respect for each other, then anything's possible. You see the power of the 296. Oh, it looked like the Lambo just got his tyres onto the grass there a little bit. Look how much Gallo's managed to gain back there. So quite clearly, Ferrari's got the better pace out the corners. And McLaren just coming back on him now. Everybody's so close together. Concentrating on this pack at the moment, but obviously I will be concentrating on other cars as well. Just look now, this is the heavy braking, so you can really catch a car up on this one. Over the bumps. Looking for a great drive out. Now, it looks like Cripps has got the drive, but that Lambo is just stretching its legs. The 296 has no answer to it at the moment. And Cripps surely has to be looking in his mirrors at some points to see how far Gallo is behind. Don't forget, Cripps is second place in the championship and Gallo is the leader. You can see just the McLaren's just a bit more majestic going round the corners. And again, these four are just starting to eke a gap out of about 1.7 seconds from the rest. Having a look, the leader is still Jones in the GT4. Ilias is down in third place for the GT4s. But I cannot take my eyes off this just now. This challenge between these two drivers is what this championship is all about. See how the cars are bumping over there. And again, the McLaren just able to sneak up on the back of that Ferrari, but doesn't have the same torque coming out of the corners. Tight on the hairpin. Cripps needs to stay on the back of this Lambo. I know he's fighting Gallo behind for the championship, but if he could get in front of this Lambo, that would absolutely cause Gallo some real issues. Nick, yes, the championship is also about the GT4s, but at the moment we're just concentrating on this one, and then we'll get to the GT4s. I am keeping an eye on them. At the moment, Jones is 7 seconds, he's 1.3 seconds ahead of Gasolina in P2. But you can see Alex Hertz has actually dropped back slightly, so it's now a 3-horse race. Oh, the Lambo, and Cripps going really wide there. Was Cripps too focused on the Lambo rather than the corner? Oh, the Lambo's gone wide. Surely Cripps is going to get this. Surely Cripps is going to get this. And you can see he's moved over. Oh, no. He's had an absolute nightmare. Oh, well, that changes things drastically. So it does. Back to, in fact, Lorenzetti's had, oh, we've got a bit of an issue going on here. What has happened here? This is going down to the first corner. We've got one on the inside, one, oh, no, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, and then McLaren tries to avoid the Ferrari and then gets clipped just at the last minute. Have a look at Perry. Perry is challenging for P10 with Ruggero at the moment. That McLaren's got a nice livery on it. Just looking to see. Oh, that Ferrari beautifully caught up under braking. Cripps has got a penalty? What? No, no. No, that wasn't Cripps. This is Cripps. Sorry, I flick back and forward there. That's why you're like, what? Wait, what? Lichten and the look at this little train that's going on here. So at the head of the train, we've got Elias Fernando, who's in P3, Potter P4, and Lichten in the yellow McLaren in P5. All fighting as hard as they can, but bear in mind they need to watch the mirrors for... Oh, a McLaren not appreciating the power getting put on like that. He's really getting pushed backwards towards the other McLaren. It looks like he's going defensive for this. Sweeping in left. Oh, Lichten really all over the back of the McLaren at the moment, but a nice drive out by Potter. So this has equalled itself out at the moment. But no, I don't see there isn't a penalty for Cripps. Are you talking about the Lambo at the last chicane? The Lambo got into the grass and then just lost it, as far as I could see, unless I missed something completely. But Cripps is just, he's now 1.5 seconds ahead of Gallo. Lammers, who has had the nightmare in that Iron Lynx Lambo, is now trying to work his way back up. He's P6 at the moment. He'd dearly love to get past Verhulst and go charging after Stewart. Two very well matched cars and drivers. Stewart could really... did he tap him? I genuinely didn't see that. I just saw the Lambo. Oh, he's had to take out that. Oh, he had to pull out that, otherwise he was going into the back of Verhulst. That has dropped him right back. All right, okay, Nick. I appreciate you. So, let me have a very quick look. So the pit window is now open. So let me have a look. What number's script? 72. Okay, 72 and 7. Yeah, okay, so they're marked down. The moment is no further action. So that's getting put down to a racing incident. There are 4 decisions waiting to be done, but I've got a feeling there's some time penalties coming very soon. I think because the Lambo got onto the grass before Cripps got beside him. I don't know. I genuinely didn't see it, so apologies. It's a bit of a train forming. Cripps has lost a little bit of time. Gallows go back to 9/10ths behind him, and it's kind of staying that way at the moment. Let me have a look. So Ruggero has just dropped a place. Aston Martin power against McLaren, and Peter just goes right around him, and he's then the second McLaren is trying to come back on him as well. But that is a good pass. Peter putting himself up into P9. And we've got Elias Fernando now. Did he just pass? 2 McLarens in front. It looked like he had... Oh, right, okay. So it's an early pit for... Looks like... I was going to say Lichten, but it's not Lichten. Ollie is up into 23rd at the moment in that Aston Martin, and is hunting down Julius, who... 2 of these are commentators as well, so... Yeah, this could get interesting. Van Dijk is right on the back of Steve Hood's bumper at the moment. Steve really, with that Camaro, trying to learn as he's done a race. Oh, you can see the back end so twitching, this Camaro. Steve just using all the horsepower he can to try and stay away from that Ginetta. Brackstad. Oh, somebody's went off there. Let's have a look back here again. Oh my goodness. Absolutely had to pull out that. He was taking both of them off. Van den Broek, who was ahead of him in the McLaren. That was unfortunate, but good driving at the same time. So Ruggero is not letting this lie. He wants that place back from Peter Romeo, and he is doing everything he can. It looks as if the Aston Martin's power is just too much for the McLaren in the straight. So McLaren is going to have to try and fight this back on the corners. Lammers again is all over the back of Verhulst, but unable to do anything about it. Verhulst is so close. Oh! I thought Verhulst was going to have a look there. I thought he was going to have a look. He needs to be careful though, because as you can see, Lammers is coming back on him. Any mistake that Verhulst does, and Lammers trying to go the outside. He's going to go for the switchback here. Oh! A slow exit from Stewart. This is exciting racing. I hope you are enjoying this. But Verhulst just needs to be careful. He needs to attack, but he kind of needs to do it in a way that's safe, if that makes sense. Because if he takes too many chances, he's going to lose at least 1 place, maybe 2 places, depending on what happens. Back with Brackstad again. Brackstad looking to try and get past that McLaren. And see how we get down. He caught the McLaren on the 32R. Oh, there's a car glitching all over the place. I hate it when that happens. McLaren very tight on the exit there, and you can see... Oh! Oh, my goodness. Oh, Brackstad. It really wasn't his fault, to be fair, but as you can see, he comes up here. Now, I don't know. I think the McLaren outbraked him, or he outbraked himself, but he did a good job of avoiding losing a place, but also taking out anyone as well. Lammers is side by side, but he can't quite make that move. Remember, it's always a little bit more difficult. Obviously, the cars are set up differently, but yeah, these cars are very, very quick. Chris, how you doing? If we can keep the chat in English, please. I struggle speaking English, but you know, oh, Lammers again, trying to get on the power as soon as they can. Yeah, if we can keep it in English, please. It just keeps everything so I understand what everyone's saying. Let's have a little look back now. Ollie is not far. He's about 6/10 behind Julius at the moment. Donkervolk has pitted. So that moves Julius and Ollie up one spot. Now Ollie will be doing everything that he can to try and gain time before he pits. At the moment, is a stop go for Donkervolk, so that must be for speeding in the pit lane. Sorry, Chris. I know it's a pain, but I like to keep things simple. Steve Hood is very... Oh, Steve's been overtaken by Van Dijk and a Ginetta. And Steve is... Oh, my goodness! Steve is laying down so much rubber. There can't be much left in those rear tyres at all. All over the place. It looks like Ollie... Oh! Ollie's had to back off because he's got a GT3 now. Julius is going to have to do the same to allow that past. That hasn't really slowed him down very much. But again, Ollie not quite able to take advantage of that GT3 coming through. Cripps at the front is still 1.5 seconds ahead of Gallo. Alex Hertz in P3, Stewart in P4, and Verhulst in P5, Lammers P6, Perry P7, Peter Romeo P8, Ruggero 9, and Smith is in 10th at the moment. GT4s, we've got Jones, who has led from the start. We then have Gasolina. I always struggle with that name, sorry. Again, P2 for him, Lichten P3. P4 is Julius. P5 is Ollie. P6 is Quinton Rosenfeld. P7 is Van Dijk. P9 Stephen Hood, and P10 Fabio and Potter in P11. That is the run-up that we have at the moment, but we're back here again. Stewart's still able to keep ahead of that Lamborghini, but it looks like it's becoming more of a struggle. Is Verhulst better to pit, get some clear air? Because at the moment, he's just destroying his tyres, trying to get past Stewart, but also to keep Lammers ahead of him. I'm no esport driver as such, but I think for me that would probably be the best thing, is to pit, make sure Stewart doesn't pit myself, and then get some fresh clean air and free clean tyres as well. There's just under 29 minutes left of this race, and you can see Lammers has ducked into the pits. Lammers making that decision. So we've got a 15-second penalty for Cripps, which I've no doubt will be the from earlier on. Let me just have a little look. No, I've not actually seen. Oh yes, okay. Yep, so it's 15-second penalty for Cripps, and there's also a 5-second penalty for P11. Let's just have a look who P11 is. That's Stewart. Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen. A drive-through for Donkervolk. I wonder if that's for track limits. But certainly this is now playing into Gallo's hands. Gallo just needs to keep within 15 seconds of Cripps. And obviously Cripps hasn't pitted yet, so he'll serve that 15 seconds when he goes in. But that may very well push him out to P5 or P6. Which is what he doesn't want. So still not very many people have pitted. Trying to use as much of the tyres as possible so the tyres they get when they pit has less life to keep in them. Very wide there on the apex for the Lambo. He's coming up on the KTM. Gets past. But again, Stewart, almost a second now that they've dropped back. We have got a train forming with Lorenzetti. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars involved in this. Altogether, at the head of the pack is Ruggero in the McLaren. So we've got Ruggero. No, that's not right. Oh, the McLaren going very wide there. Oh no! What on earth? What? No! That's not how you do it. Oh my word. Oh, okay. I think it's a 50-50 to blame, but for the majority, the McLaren is to blame because he oversteered on the power and then cut back across. Oh, stewards are going to be busy people tonight. This is Kuhn just getting past Lichten, who's sitting in P3 for the GT4s at the moment. But this is, go to George Stevens in the Mercedes. A little battle forming here as well with Taylor behind him in the 202 McLaren. Oh, Vandenbroek is really, I don't know if he's lost his tyres completely, but certainly that McLaren is not a happy bunny on the throttle. You can see the McLaren behind Stevens absolutely all over the place as well. Have they cooked their tyres battling? I mean, it is 40-degree heat on the track just now. This is truly far too warm for this kind of... I don't think I've ever seen Suzuka this warm. I'm not going to lie. So a few have now pitted, and that looks like Donkervolk has served as drive-through as well. So that's cleared him off. Now Cripps is 2.1 seconds ahead of Gallo. So when is he going to come in for the pits? Just keeping an eye on things. Verhulst in P5 has come into the pits. That's putting Perry up to P5. Romeo will go up to P6 and Ruggero will go to P7. Ollie is in the pits. And so is Julius. So, here we go. The leader of the GT4. I don't want to say this, and I certainly don't want to jinx him, but he's had you disconnected for... Oh, Elias. I don't know if that was your McLaren earlier on that was glitching all over the place. So sorry to hear that, Elias. ACC servers down, please don't leave the session. Oh, what? Oh, no. Yeah, Elias, it's the ACC servers that's crashed. Oh. This is quite a close battle. So it is... Oh, no! Oh, that is complete commentator's curse. Oh, that has got heavy damage. Look at the state of the bonnet. Oh! Let's just have... It just looks like... Yeah, he just gets on the power, on the green AstroTurf, and... You've been kicked out. Yeah, I think if you disconnected Fernando, then you won't be able to get back in. I don't quite know how the servers are working. So we now have Jones from the GT4 leader is in the pits. Gasolina has taken over the P1 position, and it looks like Lichten in the McLaren 520, 560? My goodness, I can't even remember now. The GT4 McLaren is now in the pits as well. So everybody trying to get the pits done. But as you can see, there's a few still have. And Ollie has got a drive-through. Oh, Ollie. I'm assuming that's for speeding in the pits. Ollie has come back out in 6th. Julius is behind him. So, yeah, Ollie's going to have to take a painful drive-through, which is going to promote Julius overall up into 23rd position, which will be P6 overall behind Fabio. But you can see that Mercedes is really quick. So is Ollie going to take the drive-through now, or is he going for another lap? He's going for another lap. Now we've got a few in the pits. Craig Stewart is very, very close to Alex Hertz. Now I don't know if there's been an issue with or what's going on, but Craig Stewart is up in P4 at the moment. Now he has got a 5-second penalty to he's got a 5-second penalty to serve at his pit stop. So at the moment that would only lose one place, one position. And the way it stands at the moment, the top 9 in the GT3 are the only ones left to pit. Now Owen is 3.6 seconds behind, ahead of Gallo. Obviously nowhere near enough for his 15-second penalty and his pit. It will throw him out to about 5th place. But I mean Owen's last lap was a 2-minute 0.2, and that is about a second, 2 seconds quicker than most. So Gallo and Hertz have now pitted. Stewart has now been promoted up to P2, but Gallo now, is Cripps going to put the foot down? At the moment, the way it sits, Cripps, yeah, it's going to be a struggle. He could just come out in front of Stewart after his 15-second penalty and his pit stop, because Stewart obviously has to pit as well, and he's got a 5-second penalty. So at the moment, there's still 12 minutes of the pit window left. So I mean, this is not over. This race is not over yet. And as we saw in the last race, the first race in Imola, it's not over until they cross the finishing line. So Jones is now P2 in the GT4, but Van Dijk still has to pit. Ollie still hasn't taken his drive-through yet, and Fabio has got a 5-second penalty. Let me see if I can see. He's 985 for causing a collision with car 90. Car 90 is Ruggero in the GT3. So everybody will be trying their best to work out in their head whilst they're racing how they're going to get things done. Now Cripps is opening up a sizable gap to Stewart in P2 of 16 seconds. Back here, and this battle still rages on. However, Alex Hertz has replaced Stewart as the front of these three. Now Lammers is ahead of... Oh, Lammers going up the inside of the Lambo. These three Lamborghinis all trying to fight for... basically fight for the right to be ahead. Alex Hertz just has that extra bit of drive out of the hairpin. You can see Lammers having a look again, putting his car into the mirrors and the camera, closing up. Now can he get a good drive out of this corner? Oh, it looked like a bit of oversteer going on. Again, he's now in a position where he needs to choose wisely if and when he challenges Hertz. Hertz has got a drive-through. That... What? Oh... That is going to promote Lammers up to P7, and it's going to give him some fresh air as well. Now, is Alex Hertz going to come in for this drive-through? He is. So that then releases Lammers and Verhulst. Are they going to go and go for it? Are they... at the moment it's neck and neck. And again, the top three still haven't pitted. Perry has now pitted from P2. Now it's showing me as Gallo is now up into P2. He is over a minute behind Cripps. Lammers is in P3 with 11 seconds. Verhulst, as we saw, was very close. Stewart has pitted and he has carried out his 5-second penalty. Now we've got a stop goal for Ruggero now as well. It is all happening. Vandenbroek is chasing this Porsche of Brakstad. Porsche versus McLaren. You see, it's amazing how one track, certain sectors are better suited for some cars. It's just amazing how you can see it moving back and forward. The gap shortens, then it opens up again. Obviously under braking it shortens. You get the concertina effect from that. Now they're moving up to the hairpin here, so heavy on the brakes. Looks like a GT4 car ahead of them. Is this going to play into Vandenbroek's hands, or is Brakstad going to pass that GT4? Now I think they're probably going to catch him just out of the two left turns here. Yeah. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of an issue. Brakstad just getting as much of a tow out of that car as he could. Now, this could be interesting. Can Vandenbroek get past? Yes, he can. Can get past the GT4 before he gets to this hairpin, this chicane. I'm saying all the wrong words tonight. If someone could send me some words that make sense, that would be really good. So, Cripps has pitted and served his penalty. Now, he's 11.5 seconds off of Gallo. There is just under 15 minutes left. And he's got Lammers and Verhulst behind him. Now, can Cripps just drive away from them and try and catch Gallo? He was faster than Gallo. Now, he doesn't seem to be getting away as quick. Got a yellow flag. Alex Hertz into the wall. What has happened here? Oh, oh, ouch. And he's still, has he had a problem? Has he had a hardware problem? He is absolutely dropping down the field and he's returned to the pits. Just keeping an eye, the GT4 field has kind of moved back to where it was. So we've got Jones in P1, Gasolina in P2, Lichten in P3, Julius P4, Van Dijk P5, Quinton Rosenfeld P6, Steve Hood up into P7, Potter P8, and Bellini in P9. I don't see Ollie. Has Ollie disconnected? Have we lost Ollie? That's a shame. I know he doesn't have the best internet connection, so I don't know if he's had a disconnect or if the chair's on throttle overseat. I think it was, but just the way it just sat there, and then he's back to the pits. I just question whether there was a disconnect of hardware or if there was something. It's uncharacteristic of Alex Hertz to do something like that. I would expect me to do something like that. Maybe I shouldn't be telling the team boss that, but yeah, it's a shame, an absolute shame. I'm just looking to see if he's still actually in. So he is in the pits. Still, he hasn't disconnected from the server, so... Crips, 11 seconds. This looks like it could be a painful experience again. Lorenzetti back down in P14 with that Ferrari, looking to try and get past the McLaren of Kuhn. This is going to be very, very close. McLaren just a little bit better on the old brakes and getting around the corner. Oh, it's quite a tight exit. It looks like it's cost him a little bit of time. You can see the Ferrari, the 296, is just keeping with the McLaren. There is absolutely no overtaking opportunities here in the S's. I think if he did try to do that, it would be suicidal. No, it's down. Surely you saw my race yesterday, Ches. Albeit it was in the Mercedes right enough. Now there's a GT4 car. Oh, that McLaren got a really bad exit. Oh, he's on the grass, Lorenzetti. Oh, he just didn't. I wondered if he was going to try and box the McLaren in with the GT4. Oh, has he done it this time? No. No, it looks like McLaren's got enough drive out of the corner to get past. I genuinely thought there the Ferrari could have crept up and just boxed him in. As long as you keep the car on tarmac and avoid others, you'll just fine in the team. Thank you, Ches. I appreciate it. Oh, the McLaren. Oh, that's not a good apex. I think the Ferrari's got it. I think Lorenzetti has this now. He's got right behind that bumper. Look at him now, side by side. Going into... Oh, is that a bit of nudge there? Oh! I don't know how close that was. Let's have an actual look how close that was. Oh! Oh, there's a bit of bumping and grinding going on there. A little bit of bumping and grinding. That's more for the nightclub than it is for the racetrack. Swapping paints. Ollie, pit limiter button stopped working. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, Ollie. Not a huge amount of movement. Cripps is now 12 seconds behind Gallo, so albeit unless there's some catastrophe at the end, Gallo has this to win, which means he'll then eke out. Now, bearing in mind you get an extra point for the fastest lap, so Cripps has the fastest lap at the moment with a 2:00.160, which is 3/10 faster than Gallo's best time. So Cripps gets an extra point for that, whereas Gallo in the last race got the extra point for the fastest lap. If that makes any sense any sense at all. You flickered to 51k on your pit stop, and then when serving your DT, so got a... Oh, and just left not worth the time for you. Had a biblical opening lap and was on for a GT4 podium with no practice. What's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, there's a McLaren spun. Was that Kuhn? No, it wasn't Kuhn. Was it Smith? Yes, it was Smith. Again, on the exit. So an out-and-out battle is a 10-second penalty for Smith, who is just dropping down the leaderboard. This is very close. Oh, and there we go, deep into the braking. And he makes that count. Donkervolk up to 13th. He's got Lorenzetti who's a lap ahead of him. So this could be a bit of a drive for him, but that is an amazing move. Under braking, off the racing line, and still managed to get the car around in time. Let's have a little look. So here's our leader, who has basically been the leader all race, apart from when he pitted. But Jones is 18 seconds ahead of Gasolina in P2. Again, Licht in P3. Julius P4, just out of the top 3. Van Dijk P5. Steve Hood has had a good race. P6. Rosenfeld P7. Potter P8. And Bellini in P9. Cripps is now down to 10 second gap. He is absolutely pushing that Ferrari for everything he can. He was... But he wasn't... Yeah, he was 8/10ths quicker in the last lap alone. He smells the blood in the water and he is after it. Now Gallo will see he is absolutely stripping. Has Cripps suddenly found some nitrous or something? Because he is absolutely charging. I mean, he is closing Gallo down 10th of a second upon 10th of a second. Cripps has just set the fastest lap with a 1:59.7. Is that faster than his qualifying time? It's very, very close. I'm sure that's faster than his qualifying time. Cripps absolutely on the charge now. He is just a man possessed. Down to 8 seconds alone. Now it's almost 2 seconds a lap that he's gaining on Gallo. This could be a photo finish. We've got maybe 2-3 laps remaining. Absolutely phenomenal drive from Owen. Gallo will be watching the timing board and absolutely he needs to switch on. And he needs to hit every apex and get the best drive out of every corner he can to stop this rot that's happening with his time. Now Cripps just under 8 seconds now. He'll be on lighter fuel as there's only 5 minutes left, 5.5 minutes left. Light fuel, he pitted later than Gallo, so he's got fresher tyres. Might be slightly less destroyed with the track temperatures. And he's got Steve Hood ahead of him in the Camaro as well. So it's equaled out about 8.2 seconds. He was still 2 seconds faster on that last lap than Gallo. You can see there's still quite a difference, quite a gap, but the tyres of that McLaren absolutely squealing. Gap remains about 8 seconds at the moment. And nobody really in fighting distance. Verhulst is fighting back towards Lammers. He senses there's a podium opportunity here, but he has to get past Lammers. This has been a real battle between these two the entire race, ever since Lammers ended up losing the P1. Oh, big slide coming round the apex there. He did a 59.5, thank you Ollie. Just a quick thing, you've noticed he had 51 concurrent viewers yesterday evening. Clearly cheese is the best. Oh man, I told you. That's me out the commentary box. Cheese and Onion are the new commentary duo. I'll just pack my bags now. Oh, Steve, just, oh, Steve is not having a good day. But I will tell you something, hats off to the guy for still driving. Many people would have rage quit by now, or just went back to the pits and sat in a complete huff. Verhulst has now closed that gap to 0.5. Again, 3.5 minutes to go. Is he just hoping Lammers makes a mistake? Is he hoping maybe he takes too much of a curb or misses his braking? Is he going to try and get himself tucked up under the bumper and he's too far away to get a tow? As long as this straight is, it's not long enough to gain anything from there. Oh, he is getting a nice little close up under the braking there. All he needs to do is keep the pressure on Lammers. Regardless of what kind of driver you are, there'll be something that happens because you've got the pressure on you. Whether it's make a mistake, brake a bit too early, start getting a bit tense, holding the steering wheel too tight, turning in too quick, anything at all that gives your opponent just that little bit. Lichten has got a 5-second penalty. Wow. That's not really going to hurt him. It's not going to help Julius, unfortunately. Julius is still sitting down in P4, but he's 11 seconds behind Lichten. Now, under braking is he? Oh, I thought he was going to have a look there. Looking for oh, I thought he was going for the switchback there, but nah, he's in his Hartum coming out of there. Taylor is very, 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 very close to his fellow McLaren Van den Broek. He's trying to get into the top 10 at the moment. Taylor's just trying to get into that P9 position. Putting so much pressure on that McLaren. I'm just keeping an eye at the front. It's still 8.2 seconds from Cripps. It looks like it's kind of equalled out their times now. So I don't know if Gallo has kind of switched on and put the foot down. But certainly Cripps is... saying that, my goodness, Cripps has heard me. He's now 6.4 seconds behind. I wonder if Gallo had an issue at all. I don't think he did, but you can see last lap and you can just see Cripps in the background. Now Gallo has raced a pretty straightforward race, and obviously the 15 seconds that Owen had as a penalty has, I won't say handed Gallo the win, but it certainly helped. So it did. Verhulst is still battling Lammers at the moment, trying to get that last podium spot. Driving for his life. These two drivers are not willing to give anything away to the other driver. Van den Broek is now just 0.2. Now it looks like this is going to be... He's got the toe, he's moving out. And he gets past him, but he needs to be very careful. Taylor looking as if... Yeah, that move's made. I held my breath because sometimes it's not always a made move until you're absolutely like a car's width in front. Let's focus back on Gallo. So Gallo, for his second win, 2 out of 2 in this championship. Cripps has got the time down to 6 seconds. It's just not enough. He will get the extra point for the fastest lap. He'll get 41 points and Gallo will get 40. No, sorry, what am I saying? Gallo will get 40, Cripps will get 36. Apologies. Ollie's not here, so my maths is terrible. And here we go, Gallo for the win. P1, 2 weeks out of 2. And Cripps just in the background there, just crossing the line. Now, look at this. It's a photo finish. It looked close. It looked closer than it was, but wow. Wowzer, wowzer. That was a race and a half. And we still got this little battle going on between Van den Broek and Taylor right up to the bitter end. They're going into heavy braking, but he's parking the car in the middle, just making sure there is no room for moving out. And there we go. Van den Broek takes P9, Taylor takes P10. And here we go, Jones to take the checkered flag for the GT4. Driven an outstanding race. He is 20 seconds ahead of P2. Beautiful drive from him. And here we go, Jones, P1 for the win for GT4. Congratulations, absolutely deserves it. So let me run through your top 10 of each. Gallo was a P1 for the GT3s in the McLaren. Cripps, P2 with the Ferrari. Verhulst with his Lambo in P3. Lammers with his number 7 Lambo in P4. Stewart P5. Perry P6. Romeo P7. Brackstad P8. Vandenbroek P9. Taylor P10. Before everybody quits, we've got Jones, who's the winner. Gasolina is P2, Lichten P3, Van Dijk P4, Julius P5, Hood P6, Potter P7, and Bellini in P8. So yes, the ACC servers went down. So they did. So let's quit out of that. I can now close this. Julius, you lost P4 for a drive-through in the second last lap. Did you get a drive-through? Was that for track limits? Quentin, you turned off your damn engine by accident mid-race? What? Oh, what? Disaster. Absolute disaster. That is a huge shame. So let's have a little look and see. I don't know why that's not loading. Bear with me a second. Let me just double check. Yeah, that should be... That should be that. Let me go to Stream Elements. Bear with me a second, because this should be showing. Come on. I had a nice interview screen all done. And for some reason... it's not showing up. Okay, I've got another way of doing this. Bear with me a second. I don't want this to look like it's an amateur show. Let me see. Well, we can take our breaths now. Keiko, what a drive. Wow. Bear with me a second. So, let me do that. That's as best as we're going to get, unfortunately. Let me have a little look and see who we have. Well, first person I'm going to speak to is Mr. Peter Romeo. Good evening, Peter. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. I'm fine, and you?
Good. I am doing well. I'm doing well. How did your race go?
Very well. It was a hell of fun of a race.
It was a very hot track.
Yeah, extremely hot, but the race was extremely delightful.
Yeah, I mean, you were battling right up to the end. So you were. It was really good to see. Obviously, there was a few issues with track limits, and then the ACC servers decided to crash as well. But no, absolutely. So obviously, Suzuka wasn't your strongest point, but you managed to do pretty well for yourself.
P6.
Yeah,
But
P6.
yeah, I think it's P6. Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And congrats to all the drivers. It was a very great race. Also for the GT4 cars.
Yep.
It was a breeze to overtake them. It was just so fun.
Yeah, it was
really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there was no real issues that I could see tonight from GT4s. Obviously, the last race there was a couple of issues, but yeah, absolutely. Everybody drove so well tonight. The steers really didn't have too much to worry about. So the next race is Watkins Glen.
Yes.
How are you in Watkins Glen?
Like a rocket ship.
Oh, here we go. This is fighting talk. Are we going to see you in the top 3?
I hope so.
Oh man, I love that kind of positivity. Do you think you'll get much practice between now and next week?
Not so much, but Watkins Glen is a track I have to do a couple of laps and then it's okay.
And you're tuned in.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Watkins Glen is an amazing track. How does the Aston feel on it? Is it very glued to the?
It's like it's planted.
Yeah, brilliant,
like
absolute
on
brilliant.
railways, like a train.
And to have that confidence in the car, to then be able just to push as hard as you want. That's
just to make attention on the bus stop chicane.
Yep.
Don't take it too hard at the rest. It's car drives by itself.
Yeah. See, if you get that chicane right, you just feel like you're a fighter pilot. Yep. You really do. It's like threading the eye of a needle at 100 mile an hour.
It's such fun to take that chicane with full speed.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, we're obviously now midway through. How are you? Have you enjoyed the championship so far? I know it's only been 2 races.
Yes, extremely. It's very great. It's a fun format.
Yeah.
The multi-class especially.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we don't have LMP cars here, so it will be a bit more interesting.
Yes, indeed, it will. But I mean, you're doing not bad in the championship at the moment. I'm just trying to work out. My brain isn't fit for working with things out. But you're going
9th and 6th now.
You're gonna move up. Obviously, Davida had an issue with his wheel tonight, so he couldn't race.
I hear it.
Yeah, Craig Stewart, he had quite a good race. He was battling as well for P5 and P4.
Also our owner had a problem with his wheel.
Yeah, I know. He's Are you sure you haven't been sending bugs to people? Have you been sending like an email to people saying click this link and all of a sudden their wheels stop working? Is that?
Oh, no.
Obviously, I'm joking before anyone in the chat. Yeah, no, exactly. I am so excited for Watkins Glen now. I'm wow. Excellent.
I hope I can promise what I said, because you know how it is. Qualifying and then nothing works.
I know. I have that feeling often. So I do. Okay, Peter. Well, congratulations. A great race for you, and I'm pleased to see you getting back up there. So take care and enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we have our winner. From against all odds, you finished. What a feat, Fabio. Absolutely. Good evening, Mr. Gallo. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Wow, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm excited.
Well, you should be, because that's 2 wins out of 2 for you. How did you feel with Suzuka? Were you comfortable? Were you not so confident?
Suzuka it's a track I love. I love a lot Suzuka. I'm getting faster, slowly getting faster.
Good.
I'm able to go below zeros.
Oh,
but it's been a lot of work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's such a technical track. You can't lose your concentration for a second, because you'll miss your braking point, or you miss your apex, or it's the battle the 3 of you had. At qualifying was just immense. It genuinely was just jumping between the 3 of you, because I didn't know who was going to be in P1. So, I mean, obviously there was a tiny bit of fortune in your side with Cripps getting a 15-second penalty, but at the same time, it's racing. You need to take what's handed, kind of thing. So, I mean, Watkins Glen is the next race. How are you on that track?
Watkins Glen is a track I've driven a lot of laps before.
Okay.
We have a couple of endurance here in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
With another track with the old McLaren.
Oh yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad for this car. This car has a very consistent pace in this track.
Yep.
And I think we're going to have a very, very good enjoyable moments.
Beautiful.
Sure.
It's such a nice flowing track, and I've driven it in a McLaren a few times, and McLaren is just so suited for every part of the track. It's really good to see that. So Do you think there'll be a lot of practice that you get done between now and next week, or is life kind of getting in the way of practice?
What I'm actually doing at the moment, I'm trying to at least do the same piece in some of the track with the McLaren on the LFM servers.
Right. Okay.
Because
Yep.
of the balance, because I want to make sure that my performance is at least similar.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And try to play around with the setup and see if I can improve and make better.
Yep.
And that's what I'm doing actually from this week.
Yep.
And the next week is going to be the same. So we have the 24 in 2.5 in 2.4 in Silverstone, I think. And we
Yep.
also have walking clean. So both tracks, I love them. I driven many laps over there. So I think it's going to be fun.
Excellent.
In this race, yeah, for sure, indeed, Owen had a very good piece with the
Oh,
Ferrari.
yes. Yep.
He was totally a winner for this race.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Remy touched the grass
Yeah.
and lost a lot of speed in that corner. I was seeing them very close because I was very close to them.
Yep.
And I think in that particular corner, as Owen tried to do, if you release the throttle, you just go into to the outside
Yes,
of the track because you need the traction.
Yep.
You need the speed. So it was a pity
Mhm.
because it was totally unintentional for sure.
Yep.
And yeah, that gave me the advantage to the penalty. But
Yeah, absolutely.
the race was looked to me like the first of us, the three of us.
Yep.
I don't know his position. Ali was pushing a lot of hard as well from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yep.
I enjoy a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you had Alex Hertz with you on the first couple of laps as well, and there was nothing separating, and then all of a sudden there was like a 1.7 gap between Alex and fifth place. So yeah, I mean it was lightning. I mean Owen managed a 1:59.7 as a fastest lap tonight. Wow.
That's great. That's
Oh, absolutely. Excellent. Right, well, I'm going to let you go, but congratulations again on your win and remaining at the top of the championship. And I look forward to seeing you next week on track.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
And there we go. Thank you, Fabio. Thank you so much for your driving tonight and for remaining. And thank you for providing us with these championships. Thank you. You're doing a great job. Congratulations. Thank you so much. That means the absolute world to us. You'll have noticed in the top right corner of just under TOGA Motorsport, there's a number. That number is the amount of subs we have. We have reached 3,000 subs. Now, that is just unbelievable. It has been such a climb for the community. The stewards, if we can show some love in the chat for the stewards, they've done such an amazing job, giving up the free time to come in and do a task that they won't get many thanks from the drivers because they're giving out penalties. So the stewards, thank you to Owen for all the work he does behind the scenes. Thank you so much for Airy for doing the liveries for people. Thank you so much to Ollie and to Julius for their amazing commentary they had last night. You never know, this might be my last night commentating. Hayden might message me tomorrow and say you're sacked. So, who knows? If you haven't liked, please like thanks, Strange. Please like this stream. It really does help us. And thank you to Hayden for doing everything that has to do with setting up this community and the amount of time and effort. He is a dad. He's got a full-time job and he's doing this. So it's amazing what has grown over the past year or so. Okay, I am going to leave yous. I believe the next race is the 24 and 2.4, if I'm not sadly mistaken. And if it is, I believe Airy will be your commentator for that. Let me just go back here and just make sure, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, I lie. There's an endurance. Oh yes, sorry. So the next race is a Sunday night, 8 p.m. Hopefully Airy will be there to give you his great commentary. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you. Take care. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much for your love and support and all your messages tonight and your likes. I really appreciate them all. And until next time, take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.